Hey, it's me, your boy Blue Gets again, and I'll be going over the new Bear Sea or Beartic archetype. And also, one thing you need to know about this archetype, it's a synchro archetype, but it works a little differently. Let's just say that. Anyways, let's start. First, we have Bear Bearctis McPola, and it's a level 7 water beast effect monster with 700 attack and 2000 defense. During your main phase, quick effect, also, a lot of them are going to share this effect. You contribute one other level 7 or higher monster in your hand. Special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except monsters that have a level. If this card is special summoned, you can add one Bear Sea monster from your deck to your hand, except Bear Sea McPola. The cool thing about this is you can actually do this on your opponent's turn. Meaning, like, if your opponent goes first, your opponent can't just, make an unbreakable board and prevent you from playing. Which is one good thing about this archetype so far. Also, because this card allows you to add things, you can add other Bear Sea monsters that can also special summon themselves on either player's main phase. Since I mentioned that a lot of them have the same first effect. Next we have Bear Sea Mictanus. Yeah, Mictanus. And it's a water beast monster. Also, yeah, I know it's very weird that they're beasts and also beast warriors despite being robots. But let's just go with it. It has 700 attack and 1700 defense. During your main phase, obviously, same thing. Also, they put the restriction you have to summon monsters to levels, so that way you don't just cheese out link monsters or exceeds monsters. For a second effect, it says if this card is special summoned, you can target one Bear Sea monster in your graveyard except Bear Sea Mictanus added to your hand. So in a sense, you're technically summoning this thing for free since you discard, special summon this effect activates, and you just add that card you discarded back. So it's like a free special summon on your opponent's turn, essentially. Or on your turn if you want. I mean, if you're the one going first. Next, we have Bear Sea McBillis. It has 700 attack and 1400 defense, and it's a level 4, not level 4, level 7 water beast monster. During your main phase, obviously, same first effect as the previous two. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon one Bear Sea monster from your hand except Bear Sea McBillis. So I guess this allows you to special summon another one without having to discard for the special summon. Next monster. Oh yeah, the remaining monsters in the main deck are going to be level 8, and they're going to be Beast Warriors. Bear Sea Megapola. It's a level 8 Water Beast Warrior tuner monster. Yes, it's a level 8 tuner. And it has 2500 attack and 700 defense. During the main phase, quick effect, you contribute one other level 7 or higher, same first effect. If this card is special summoned while you control another Bear Sea monster, you can target one spell or trap your opponent controls, destroy it, which is pretty nice. Next monster is Bear Sea Megatanus, and it's a level 8 warrior beast. Level 8 water beast warrior tuner effect monster. It has 2400 attack and 700 defense. During the main phase, obviously, same first effect. Second effect, if this card is special summoned while you control another Bear Sea monster, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change it to face-down defense position. Obviously, this effect is not all that great, but it's still... I guess technically this effect is pretty decent if you manage to special summon it on your opponent's turn, meaning you would actually be able to flip their monsters face down so they can't use it for a synchro or a link material, or exceeds material for that matter. So I would say this card is a decent 2 of, especially with the amount of monsters you have in the main deck so far. Next and lastly we have Bearctis Megabilis, and it's a level 8 water beast warrior tuner monster. with 2,800 attack and 700 defense. During the main phase, you contribute one other level 7 or higher monster in your hand, obviously. Second effect, if this card is special summoned while you control another Bear Sea monster, you can target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, which is pretty decent. Now we have the level 1 tuner, and here's where things get, I guess, interesting. Because to synchro summon the boss monsters, you need. To synchro summon your other two synchros, you need this card and a level 8 tuner in your main deck. And to synchro summon this card, you need a level 7 non-tuner and a level 8 tuner. Like I said, it's pretty weird. Cannot be synchro summoned. All of them have that weird restriction on them. Yeah, this archetype is very weird so far. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by sending one tuner and one non-tuner you control whose levels differ by 1 to the graveyard. You can only use each effect of this card's name once per first and second effect once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can activate one Bearctis Big Dipper directly from your deck, which is your field spell, and it's a pretty decent field spell. Second effect, you contribute one level 7 or higher monster, add to your hand, or special summon one Bearctis monster from your graveyard. Which is pretty good, I guess. Because if you tribute the level 7, you can get your level 8 tuner, and then you can tune with that, so you can summon any of your other two boss monsters, which you see right here. Next we have Bearctis Septon Tryon, which is a level 7 Beast Warrior Synchro Effect monster, with 3,000 attack and 700 defense, and I really like this card's artwork, by the way. Anyways, can't be synchro summoned, must be special summoned from your extra deck by sending one level 8 or higher tuner and one non-tuner monster you control whose level differs by 7 to the graveyard. So to summon both of these synchros, you absolutely need to summon this first, which seems a bit annoying, but whatever. First effect. The effect of all face-up monsters special summoned from the extra deck that have no level are negated. Meaning this card is basically like Necros Unicorn, except it only affects rank monsters. It only affects Xyz monsters and Link monsters. Second effect. If your opponent special summons some monsters, you can add one Bearctis card from your deck to your hand, which is pretty nice. Okay, and for the second boss monster, you have Bearctis Grand Chariot. Also, by the way, a lot of these are named after constellations, and the only reason why I know this one is because of Fairy Tail. And the shape. I know the shape because, Fairy Tail. And it has, it's a level 7 Water Beast Warrior Synchro monster with 2,700 attack and 700 defense. Cannot be synchro, obviously. First effect, if this card is special summoned, you can target up to two other cards on the field, destroy them. Second effect, once per turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Bearctis monster you control, as quick effect, you contribute one monster from your hand or field, negate the activation. It doesn't negate the activation and destroy, or negate the activation and banish, but it's still a good negate to have. Next we have the spells and traps, and the first spell we have is Bearctis Big Dipper, your field spell. Once per turn, if you attribute a monster to activate a Bearctis monster's effect, you can banish one level 7 or higher Bearctis monster from your graveyard instead, which is pretty nice. Second effect, each time a monster is special summoned, place one counter on this card. Third effect, once per turn, if a monster is special summoned, you can remove all counters from this card, minimum of 7, then target one monster your opponent controls, take control of it. You can only activate this effect while there's a Bearctis synchro monster on the field. The cool thing about that effect is it works on either player's turn. So if you actually manage to put this on the field and synchro summon a bunch, and ends up synchro your opponent ends up special summoning a bunch, and then you could just snatch their monster whenever you want. I mean, not whenever you want. It has to be when a monster is summoned, so you have to keep that in mind. Bearctis Slider. Target one. Oh yeah, it's a quick play spell. Anyways, target one of your Bearctis monsters that are banished or in your graveyard. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, except monsters that have a level. Also special summon that target, but it cannot attack, also destroy during the end phase. This card is pretty decent, and you could activate this on your opponent's turn while you have this on the field and add a counter to this card. Next and lastly, we have Bearctis Quint Charge. Once per turn, you can pay 700 life points to activate one of these effects. Add one Bearctis monster from your graveyard to your hand, or tribute two Bearctis monsters you control. Special summon one Bearctis monster from your extra deck whose total level equals the difference between those monsters' levels, ignoring its summoning condition. Which is pretty nice since you can actually use this so you can synchro summon your Grand Chariot, and then you just pop two cards. Just like that, and you could even do it on your opponent's turn. But you'll probably have to wait till your opponent's. You probably have to wait till the third turn or the fifth turn to actually do something like that. And then we have cards that would actually support this archetype, like Ayer's Sunrise, since half the archetype are beast. Actually, I shouldn't say that, since there are like, what? There's 9 monsters, and 4 of them are beast monsters. So Ayers can actually work in this archetype really well, especially to bring back your level 1 tuner after you use it for a quote unquote synchro summon. And you won't have to worry about burning a lot of material just so you can summon the level 1 synchro. Anyways, this is all I have to say about Bearctis so far. They're pretty interesting. Anyways, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. It's been me, your boy Blue Gatsuga, and I'm out.